need one more friend.
Right then, ladies and gentlemen, let us go ahead and begin. So I know that there are a few of you who have already visited me in my artillery station, so bear with me for this next part. But what we would like to do for all of you this fine afternoon is fire off a light bronze 3-pounder cannon. That is the device behind me over here. Now this cannon, I just called it a 3-pounder. But does that look like it weighs 3 pounds?
No.
So why do we call it a 3-pounder?
Because that's the weight of the cannonball.
Because the cannonball weighs 3 pounds. We are dealing with a projectile that looks like this. A 3-pound iron cannonball attached to a 1-pound bag of gunpowder. Terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah,
No, not really, you say over here, and I'd be inclined to agree with you, because this doesn't look like much. But as for everybody who has seen my station already, they will know that fired out of a gun like this, a ball this size will go through 14 human bodies lined up in a row. So considering I just said, and if you know the answer, feel free to answer. Considering I just said this will go through 14 human bodies lined up in a row, what is going to be the primary target for a gun like this? A body, people. Namely, soldiers grouped up like you guys are right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we are going to do is we are going to fire this at masked troop formation. Now, you seem like an intelligent sort. So, if you saw a cannonball flying straight for your face, what would you do?
Duck.
Duck. You. Now you're in the range of the cannonball. What do you do? Duck. You. Duck. You. What do you do? Duck. So now what we have created, ladies and gentlemen, is an entire section of the army that is ducking, dodging, and getting out of the way of a cannonball. What can you not do to us when we are throwing cannonballs at you and you are ducking and dodging?
Attack.
You can't shoot back. So what we are going to be doing with a gun like this is firing this at people to get them to stop shooting at us.
Crowd control.
So, what we are going to do, ladies and gents, is we are going to show you how this gun works. Now, the disadvantage of this weapon right here is the fact that you can see I'm not alone in firing it. This takes a crew of 6, ideally, 12 at most, and 5 to barely make it work. So, each of these gentlemen has a specific role that they need to be doing on this cannon in order to keep it functioning and safe. Let us show you what that takes. Gun crew, take care. So I'm the gun commander. I give orders. That's my job. So when I say take care, they all snap to attention. 10 vent. Will is covering up a hole at the back of the cannon. This hole is where we will place a fuse charge later on. But for right now, all it's doing is letting air into the gun barrel. When you let air into the gun barrel, the flames from the last shot are still lingering in the back of the barrel, and that air is fueling the fire. Do you want to load gunpowder on top of something that is still on fire?
No.
No. So, Will is starving the barrel of air so that the flames die down a little bit and we can pull out whatever's burning, like this. Search piece. Alan is using what is called the wad hook, or the worm. It is a 2-pronged iron corkscrew used to scrape out the inside of the barrel and pull out anything that's stuck. Sponge piece. Now listen carefully. You hear that little popping noise? It was very faint, but it was there. That popping noise is Scott using the sponge properly. That sponge looks like a giant wet wool Q-tip. It kind of is, but it is not meant to soak the inside of the cannon. It is meant to force air out of the barrel and then create a vacuum upon being pulled outward. What this means now is that nothing can burn in the barrel. A vacuum will extinguish all flames, so we are 100% safe to load. Handling charge. Advancing charge. Load charge. Ram down charge. Everything we've just done involves preparing the right charge for firing, delivering it to the front of the gun, and then Scott pushing the charge all the way to the back of the gun. We loaded it bag of gunpowder first and cannonball pointing outward. Obviously just so that it can sit right under the vent that Will has been tending this entire time. Pick and pry. For the first time since we began, Will takes his thumb off the hole at the back of the cannon, punctures the bag of gunpowder seated therein, and adds a trail of loose gunpowder to form our fuse. We will be lighting this fuse with what Jim is holding over here. This is a linstock, a piece of cotton cord soaked in chemicals that makes it burn slowly and intensely like a lit cigarette, attached to a long stick so that Jim can stand his distance from the gun while it is being fired. When this gun is fired, it jumps back about 6 to 8 feet, so we need to be well clear of it. Sir, I'd have to ask you to stand back behind the stone path where it is safe. That goes for all of you guys too as well. Just for the sake of your ears, we don't want to have any paperwork to fill out. So, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I highly advise that should you wish to preserve a little bit of your hearing, you take your hands, cup them over your head like this, and prepare for the best. Gun crew, make ready, fire!
Zoinks! Wow! I wasn't even that bad!